The space station Orion floated silently in the black emptiness of space. It was a huge metal ring, full of lights, machines, and people from many worlds. Most days were the same for Jake Miller. He was a human engineer from Earth, 32 years old, with messy brown hair and tired blue eyes. His job was simple: fix broken things. Wires, pipes, engines. Anything that stopped working, Jake made it work again. Jake liked the quiet nights best. When most workers went to sleep, he stayed in the lower engine room. The sound from the machines felt like home. Tonight was one of those nights. The lights were dim. Only two people were there, Jake and Lyra. Lyra was different from everyone else. She had smooth silver skin that caught the light like metal. Her eyes were large and golden, bright even in the dark. She came from a faraway planet called Vera. She never talked much about her home. She just worked quietly beside Jake, handing him tools before he even asked. She knew exactly what he needed. She even remembered he liked his coffee black, with 1 sugar. Every morning, the cup waited for him on his desk. They had worked together for 3 months now. At first, Jake thought she was just very good at her job. But little things started to catch his eye. When he told a bad joke, her silver skin turned a soft pink for a second. When he smiled at her, her golden eyes stayed on him a little longer than normal. When he was tired and rubbed his neck, she always found a reason to stand closer, like she wanted to help but didn't know how to say it. Tonight, the engine room felt warmer than usual. Jake wiped sweat from his forehead. He was fixing a small power relay that kept flickering. Lyra stood next to him, holding a light so he could see better. "Almost done," Jake said, twisting a wire. "If this thing works, we get hot water in the showers again. Big win." Lyra gave a small smile. Her voice was soft, like wind over water. "You always fix things, Jake, even when everyone says it's impossible." He laughed. "Yeah, well, humans are stubborn like that." He stepped back, wiped his hands on his pants, and looked at her. She was watching him again, really watching, not the machine. Him, for some reason. The words came out before he could stop them. It was meant to be a joke. Just a silly thing to break the quiet. "Lyra," he said with a grin, "you love me or what? You take such good care of me. Coffee every morning. Tools ready. You even laugh at my terrible jokes." He expected her to roll her eyes or laugh back. Maybe say, "Don't be silly, human." But she didn't. Lyra froze. Her golden eyes went wide. The light in the room made her silver skin shine brighter. Then, slowly, the color changed. From bright silver to warm pink. Not just a little. The pink spread across her cheeks, down her neck, over her arms. Her hand, still holding the light, started to shake. Jake's smile faded. "Hey, I was just kidding. You okay?" Lyra looked at him like she had seen something impossible. Her voice came out in a whisper, so quiet he almost didn't hear it. "How did you know?" The words hung in the air. Jake blinked. "Know what?" She took 1 step closer. Her eyes searched his face. "How did you know that I love you?" Jake opened his mouth. No words came. His heart started beating fast. This wasn't a joke anymore. Before he could answer, the whole station shook. A loud alarm screamed through the speakers. Red lights flashed everywhere. The floor vibrated under their feet. Somewhere far above, metal screamed like it was being torn apart. "Attack!" A voice shouted over the intercom. "Unknown ships. All crew to battle stations." Jake grabbed Lyra's arm. "We need to get to the safe zone." But Lyra didn't move. She looked scared, not of the attack, but of something else. Something inside her. "Jake," she said quickly, "we have to run, not to the safe zone. Away from here. Now." "Why?" he asked, confused. She grabbed his hand tight. Her skin was warm now, not cool like metal. "Because they are coming for me. And if they find me, they will kill you too." Another explosion rocked the station. Lights flickered. Sparks flew from the ceiling. Jake stared at her. The girl who made his coffee. The girl who turned pink when he smiled. The girl who just said she loved him. And now the girl who was running from something deadly. He didn't understand any of it. But one thing was clear. There was no time left to ask questions. He nodded once. Lead the way. They ran into the dark halls together, alarms screaming behind them as the space station Orion burned around them. And somewhere in the chaos, Jake realized one terrible, wonderful truth. His joke wasn't a joke at all. Jake and Lyra ran through the dark halls of the space station Orion. Red alarm lights flashed on the walls. The floor shook with every explosion. Smoke filled the air. People screamed and ran in every direction. Jake's heart pounded in his chest. He held Lyra's hand tight. Her silver skin was still warm and pink from what she said earlier. They turned a corner and ducked into a small emergency room. Jake slammed the door shut and locked it. For a moment, there was quiet, only their heavy breathing and the distant booms. Jake turned to her. Lyra, what the hell is going on? Who is coming for you? And what did you mean? How did you know? Lyra leaned against the wall. Her golden eyes looked scared and sad at the same time. She took a deep breath. I am not who you think I am, Jake, she said softly. My real name is Lyra Vane. I am the youngest princess of the Varen Empire. My family rules over many worlds. But my brother, Prince Kael, wants the throne for himself. He is cruel. He wants war with other races, including humans. I said no to his plans. So he tried to kill me. I escaped. I changed my name, hid my skin color with a device, and came here to work on this station. No one was supposed to find me. Jake stared at her. A princess? You? The one who makes my coffee every morning. She gave a small, sad smile. Yes, I chose this life because it was quiet, safe, and because of you. Jake shook his head. Me? I'm just a guy who fixes engines. Lyra stepped closer. That is why. You are kind, Jake. You never ask for power. You help people without wanting anything back. You laugh at small things. You make bad jokes. Her voice dropped lower. And when you are near me, my body changes. My skin turns pink. My heart beats faster. That is how my people feel love. It is not a choice. It just happens. I felt it the first day we met. Every day after that, it grew stronger. I tried to hide it, but you noticed. You joked, and you were right. Jake felt his face get hot. So you really love me? Yes, she whispered. I love you. For a second, the world stopped. No alarms, no explosions, just her golden eyes looking into his. Then another blast shook the station. The lights flickered. Jake swallowed hard. Okay, we can talk about this later. Right now, we need to get out of here. Lyra nodded. She pulled a small device from her pocket. It looked like a shiny black stone. She pressed it, and a hidden door in the wall opened. This is an old escape tunnel. It leads to the docking bay. We can take a small ship. They ran inside. The tunnel was narrow and dark. Jake followed close behind her. His mind raced. A princess. Love. Attack. It was too much, but he kept moving. They reached the end. The docking bay was chaos. Ships were leaving fast. Some were on fire. 2 black fighter ships with red markings hovered outside the broken window. Varen ships. Lyra pointed. There, that cargo shuttle. It's small but fast. They sprinted toward it. But before they could reach the door, 3 tall figures in black armor stepped out from behind crates. Varen soldiers. Their helmets glowed red. One raised a laser rifle. Princess Lyra Vane, the leader said in a cold voice. Your brother wants you back. Alive or dead? Lyra pushed Jake behind her. Stay back, Jake. No way, he said. He looked around fast. There was a toolbox nearby. He grabbed a heavy metal wrench. The soldiers laughed. A human with a tool? Pathetic. They fired. Laser bolts shot past. Jake ducked and rolled. He threw the wrench as hard as he could. It hit one soldier's helmet. The man stumbled. Lyra used the moment. She pulled out a small energy blade from her sleeve. It glowed blue. She moved fast, like she had trained for this her whole life. She cut one soldier's rifle in half, then kicked the second one down. The leader aimed at her. Jake didn't think. He charged. He tackled the soldier from the side. They fell hard. The laser rifle flew away. Jake punched the helmet, once, twice. The visor cracked. The soldier went still. Lyra finished the last one with a quick slash. She looked at Jake, surprised. "You fought for me." Jake stood up, breathing hard. "Yeah, guess humans are stubborn like that." They ran to the cargo shuttle. Lyra started the engines. The ship lifted off just as more Varen fighters arrived. They shot out into space. Stars blurred past. The station grew small behind them. Inside the small cockpit, it was quiet again. Lyra looked at Jake. "We are safe for now, but my brother will never stop. He will hunt us across the galaxy." Jake looked out at the stars, then back at her. Her skin was still soft pink. "So what do we do?" he asked. Lyra's voice was strong now. "We fight back. We stop him, or he will destroy your Earth next." Jake felt a cold feeling in his stomach. Earth, his home, his family. He nodded slowly. "Then we fight." The shuttle flew deeper into the dark, carrying a human engineer and an alien princess who loved him. And somewhere behind them, the Varen Empire was already planning their next move. The small cargo shuttle shot away from the burning space station Orion. Stars stretched into bright lines outside the window. Inside, the cockpit was dark except for the soft blue glow of the control panels. Jake sat in the co-pilot seat, still breathing hard. His hands shook a little. Lyra flew the ship with calm, quick movements. Her silver skin had returned to normal, but faint pink lines still showed on her cheeks when she glanced at him. They were quiet for a long time. The only sound was the low hum of the engines. Finally, Jake spoke. "So, your brother really wants to kill you? And now he wants to kill me too?" Lyra kept her eyes on the stars. "Kale is not like the rest of us. He believes power is everything. He wants to conquer new worlds. Humans are next on his list. Earth is weak in his eyes. No big fleet, no strong weapons. Easy target." Jake felt cold. "My family is on Earth. My little sister. My mom. If he attacks, we will not let that happen," Lyra said firmly. She turned to him. "But first, we survived tonight." A red light flashed on the panel. A warning sound beeped. "Incoming ships," Lyra said. 3 Varen hunters. They found us." Jake looked at the screen. 3 sharp, black ships were closing fast. Red lights glowed on their wings like angry eyes. "Can we outrun them?" Jake asked. "No, they are faster. We have to fight." Lyra pressed buttons. The shuttle's small weapons powered up, 2 laser cannons and a shield generator. "I will fly. You shoot." Jake stared at the controls. "I've never shot lasers before. I fix engines, not fight wars." Lyra put her hand on his. Her skin was warm again. "You fought those soldiers back there. With a wrench. You can do this." Jake nodded. He gripped the controls. "Okay, teach me quick." Lyra showed him the targeting screen. "Lock on. Fire when green. Don't waste shots." The enemy ship split up. 1 came straight at them. The other 2 circled to the sides. Lyra turned the shuttle hard left. The ship groaned. Jake's stomach flipped. The first enemy fired. Red bolts flew past, close enough to make the shield spark. "Now!" Lyra shouted. Jake pressed the fire button. Blue lasers shot out. 1 hit the enemy ship's wing. Sparks flew. The ship spun out of control. "Yes!" Jake yelled, but the other 2 were already attacking. 1 flew right above them. Lasers rained down. The shuttle shook. Alarm screamed. The shield dropped to 40%. "They are too fast," Lyra said. "We need a trick." Jake looked around the cockpit. He saw the old cargo release button. "Wait." Cargo hold. What's in there? Spare parts. Metal crates. Nothing useful. Jake grinned. "Perfect." He explained fast. "Drop the crates. Make them think we're dumping junk to lighten the ship, but time it so the crates hit them." Lyra understood. Crazy human idea. "I like it." She hit the release. The back door opened. Crates flew out into space. Big, heavy metal boxes tumbling slowly. The two enemy ships dodged the first few, but Jake watched the screen. He waited. Then he said, "Now turn sharp right." Lyra yanked the controls. The shuttle spun. One crate smashed into the side of an enemy ship. The ship exploded in a bright fireball. The second one tried to pull away, but another crate clipped its engine. It spun wildly and crashed into an asteroid. Silence. All three hunters were gone. Lyra looked at Jake with wide eyes. You just destroyed Varen hunters with trash." Jake laughed, shaky. "Humans don't fight fair. We fight smart." Lyra smiled, really smiled. Her skin turned soft pink again. "You are amazing, Jake." They flew on. The stars felt calmer now. After a while, Lyra set the ship on autopilot. She turned her seat to face him. "We need to hide. There's a small moon nearby. No one lives there. We can rest. Repair the ship." Jake nodded. "Good. I need a minute to breathe." They landed on the rocky moon. Dust rose around the shuttle. Outside the window, a purple sky stretched over craters and quiet stars. They stepped out. The air was thin, but the shuttle's field let them breathe. They sat on a big rock, looking up. Lyra spoke first. "I never told anyone before about how I feel." Jake looked at her. "I joke because I felt something too. I just didn't know what to call it. You're always there. You see me, really see me." She reached out and touched his hand. Her fingers were warm. "On my world, love is rare. Most marriages are for power. But with you, it feels real. Safe." Jake squeezed her hand. "I never thought an alien princess would fall for a guy like me." Lyra laughed softly. "You are not just a guy. You are brave, kind, funny, and you fight with your heart." They sat close under the stars. For the first time, it felt peaceful. Then the comm panel in the shuttle beeped. A message came through, clear and cold. A face appeared on the screen. Tall, silver-skinned, with sharp golden eyes. Prince Kale. He smiled, but it was cruel. "Little sister. And the human pet. You think you can run? Give me Lyra, human, or I will bring fire to your tiny blue world. Earth will burn first." The screen went black. Jake felt anger rise in his chest. Lyra's hand tightened on his. "They are coming," she said. Jake stood up. Then we stopped running. "We make a plan." We hit back. Lyra nodded. Her eyes were strong now. Together, the stars above them seemed brighter. The fight was just beginning. And Jake knew one thing for sure. He would protect her, no matter what. The small shuttle sat quiet on the rocky moon. Dust covered its hull. Inside, Jake and Lyra stared at the blank screen where Prince Kale's cruel face had just been. His words still echoed. "Earth will burn first." Jake stood up. His hands were tight fists. "He thinks he can just threaten my home? My family? No, we're not running anymore." Lyra looked at him. Her golden eyes were worried but strong. "Kale has the biggest fleet in our empire. Thousands of ships. Powerful weapons. We are only two people in a broken shuttle." "Then we get help," Jake said. "We find people who hate him as much as we do. Rebels. Outcasts. Anyone who wants peace instead of war." Lyra thought for a moment. "There are rumors. A group called the Free Stars. They hide in the outer systems. They fight against tyrants like Kale. But they do not trust easily. Especially not a Varen princess and never a human." Jake smiled a little. "Good thing I'm good at making friends." They lifted off the moon. Lyra set a new course, deep into the dark edge of the galaxy. Days passed in the small ship. They talked a lot. Jake told her stories about Earth. Beaches, rain, his sister's bad singing. Lyra showed him holograms of Vera. Tall crystal towers, glowing skies, rivers of light. She laughed at his jokes. He taught her how to say pizza and high five. Her skin turned pink more often now. Sometimes she let her hand rest on his arm longer than needed. One night, while the ship flew on autopilot, they sat close in the cockpit. Stars moved slowly outside. "Jake," Lyra said quietly, "if we win, what happens after?" He looked at her. "We make things better. No more hiding. No more running. Maybe we build something new. Together. She leaned closer. Their faces were almost touching. Jake could feel her warm breath. Her golden eyes shone soft. They almost kissed. Then the alarm beeped. Incoming signal. Lyra pulled back. It's them. The Free Stars. A voice came through the speakers. Rough and careful. Unknown shuttle. State your business or we fire. Lyra answered. This is Lyra Vane. I bring proof that Prince Kael plans genocide. We want to join you. Silence. Then, land on the asteroid base. Coordinate sent. One wrong move and you die. They flew to a hidden asteroid field. Big rocks floated everywhere. Hidden in one was a base, metal doors, lights. Ships docked like bees in a hive. They landed. Armed guards met them. Tall aliens of different kinds. Scaled, feathered, horned. All looked suspicious. A tall woman with green skin and sharp teeth stepped forward. Her name was Zara, leader of the Free Stars. You are the princess who ran, Zara said. And you bring a human. Why should we trust you? Lyra spoke clear. Because Kael will destroy everything if we do nothing. He wants war. I want peace. Zara looked at Jake. And you? What does a soft human want? Jake stepped up. No fear in his voice. I want my home safe. My family safe. And I want Lyra safe. If that means fighting your war, I'll fight. But I don't want blood for power. I want an end to this. Zara stared at him long. Then she laughed, short and surprised. Humans. Always so honest it hurts. Fine. Show us your proof. They went inside the base. Jake used the ship's data logs. Videos of Kael's message. Old records Lyra had stolen. Plans to attack Earth. Plans to kill anyone who said no. The rebels watched. Some whispered. Some nodded. Zara spoke. This is real. Kael must fall. But how? He has a throne ship. Strong shields. Army. Jake thought fast. We don't attack head-on. We sneak in. Show the truth to his own people. If they see what he really is, many will turn. Less fighting. More winning. Zara raised an eyebrow. A human plan. Sneaky. I like it. Lyra smiled at Jake. Pride in her eyes. They made the plan together. Small team. Fast ship. Sneak onto the throne ship during a big meeting. Broadcast the truth. Turn the Empire against Kael. Days of training followed. Jake learned alien weapons. Lyra practiced with him. They moved like partners now. Quick, trusting. One evening, after training, they stood alone in a quiet hall. Lights low. Lyra touched his face. You make me believe we can win. Jake smiled. We will, because we're not just fighting for power. We're fighting for something real. She leaned in. This time, no alarm stopped them. Their lips met, soft, warm, full of everything they hadn't said. When they pulled back, Lyra whispered, I love you, Jake. He smiled. I love you, too. No joke this time. But peace never lasts long. A guard ran in. Emergency! Kael's forces found one of our scouts. They have him. They say, come to the throne ship in 3 days or the prisoner dies. And we start with Earth. Jake and Lyra looked at each other. The plan just got harder. Zara's voice came over the speaker. We go now, or we lose everything. Jake nodded. Then let's go save our friend and end this. The Free Stars prepared for war. And in the middle of it all, a human engineer and an alien princess stood together, ready to risk it all. The Free Stars base buzzed with quiet urgency. Ships were fueled. Weapons checked. Jake stood in the armory, strapping on light armor that felt too tight. Lyra adjusted the straps for him. Her fingers were steady, but her golden eyes showed worry. You don't have to come, she said softly. This is my fight. Jake looked straight at her. No, it's ours. Kael threatened my world too. And he has our friend. We get him back. The prisoner was Ren, a scaled rebel with sharp claws and a quick laugh. He had been scouting when Kael's forces grabbed him. Now the prince held him on a prison ship orbiting a dead planet. The message was clear. Come in 3 days or Ren dies. Then Earth burns. The plan was simple but dangerous. A small team, Jake, Lyra, Zara, and two others, would sneak onto the prison ship, use codes Lyra still knew from her royal days. Free Ren. Get out fast. No big fight. They launched at dawn ship time. The stealth ship slipped through space like a shadow. No lights. No signals. Just silence. Hours later, they docked quietly on the prison ship's lower bay. The bay was dark and empty. Guards were few. Most were on the main deck for a big meeting. They moved fast through cold metal halls. Lyra led. She knew the layout. Jake followed close, holding a small energy pistol Zara had given him. His heart beat loud in his ears. They reached the cell block. One guard stood at the door. Zara moved like wind, slit his throat before he could shout. They dragged the body inside. Ren was in the last cell, chained, bruised, but alive. His eyes lit up when he saw them. "About time," he whispered with a grin. Lyra cut the chains. Jake helped him stand. "Can you walk?" "Better than you can fight, human." Ren joked weakly. They turned to leave. That's when everything went wrong. A voice echoed through the speakers, cold and amused. "Welcome, little sister, and welcome, human fool." Prince Kale appeared on every screen in the hall. Tall, silver skin shining, golden eyes full of hate. "You really thought you could sneak in?" He laughed. "One of your rebels told me everything. He sold you out for a promise of power." Zara spun. "Who?" "One of their team, a quiet alien named Torv, stepped back. He pulled a hidden blaster, pointed it at Zara. "Sorry," Torv said. "Kale offered me a high rank. I took it." Zara's face twisted in anger. "Traitor." Torv fired. Zara fell, hit in the shoulder. She groaned but stayed alive. Lyra raised her blade. Jake aimed his pistol. Ren growled. But more guards poured in from every door. 10, 20, laser rifles ready. Kale's voice boomed again. "Drop your weapons, or die here." Lyra looked at Jake, pain in her eyes. "Run. Save yourself." Jake shook his head. "Not without you." Guards close in. Jake fired. Hit one in the leg. Lyra slashed another. Ren clawed a third. But there were too many. A stun bolt hit Lyra in the back. She dropped to her knees. Her blade fell. Jake rushed to her. "Lyra!" Guards grabbed him, twisted his arms, took his gun. He fought hard, kicked, punched, but they were stronger. They dragged Lyra away. She looked back at him, weak but fierce. "Jake, don't give up." The guard threw Jake into a cell, slammed the door. He hit the floor hard. Alone now, he sat against the wall, breathing heavy, blood on his lip, bruises everywhere. On the small screen in the cell, Kale's face appeared again. The prince smiled. "Look at you, human. So brave, so stupid. Your princess is mine now. I will make her watch while I destroy your pathetic Earth. And you? You get to rot here until I get bored." Jake stared at the screen. His voice came out low and steady. "You don't know humans, Kale." Kale laughed. "What can one weak human do?" Jake smiled. "Slow, dangerous. You'll see." The screen went black. Jake looked around the cell. Bare walls. One small vent high up. A locked door. No weapons. But he had his mind. He stood up, walked to the vent. It was small, but maybe big enough. He pulled off his boot, used a hard heel to hit the vent cover. Once. Twice. Metal bent. He worked quietly. Hours maybe. Sweat ran down his face. Finally, the cover came loose. He climbed up, squeezed through the narrow duct, crawled in darkness. Pipes hissed. Air was hot. He moved toward the sound of guards. Voices. Laughter. He found a grate overlooking a hall. Below, Lyra chained to a wall. Guards around her. Kale standing close, talking low. Jake's blood boiled, but he waited, watched, learned. One guard left his post, went to the bathroom. Jake dropped down behind him, silent, wrapped an arm around the guard's neck. Squeezed until the guard went limp. Took his rifle, took his key card. Jake whispered to himself, "One step at a time." He moved deeper into the ship. He was alone. No team. No plan anymore. Just a human who refused to lose the woman he loved. And the prince who thought a human was nothing. Cale would learn. Jake slipped into the shadows. The rescue was just beginning. Jake moved like a shadow through the prison ship's dark vents and side halls. He had the stolen key card and rifle. His body hurt from the fight earlier, but anger kept him going. Every step brought him closer to Lyra, closer to Cale. He reached the main corridor. Guards walked past. He waited until they turned a corner. Then he slipped out and ran low toward the throne room. That's where Cale would be, showing off his prize. The throne room doors were huge, metal with red glowing lines. Jake used the key card. The doors hissed open just enough for him to squeeze through. Inside it was bright and cold. Tall pillars. A raised platform. Cale sat on a black throne, smiling. Lyra was chained in front of him, hands above her head, silver skin bruised. She looked tired, but her eyes found Jake the second he entered. Cale laughed. Look who crawled out his hole. The human hero. Guards turned. Rifles up. Jake didn't run. He stepped forward. Let her go, Cale. This is between you and me now. Cale stood. You? You are nothing. A bug. A toy my sister played with. Lyra's voice was weak but clear. Jake, get out. Please. Jake shook his head. Not leaving without you. Cale waved a hand. Kill him. Guards fired. Jake dug behind a pillar. Laser bolts hit metal. Sparks flew. He rolled out the other side, fired back. One guard fell. Another screamed. He was fast. Humans are fast when they have to be. He used the pillars like cover. Dart, shoot, move. Never stay still. Aliens expected straight lines. Jake fought like chaos. He took down 3 more guards. Then he ran straight at the last 2. They aimed. He slid on the floor, grabbed one's leg, pulled him down, punched the second in the throat. Both dropped. Now only Cale. The prince pulled out a long energy sword. It glowed red. You think you can beat me? I am royal blood. You are dirt. Jake stood up, breathing hard. Rifle empty now. He dropped it, picked up a fallen guard's blade, shorter blue glow. I don't need royal blood, Jake said. I have something better. Cale charged. Swords clashed. Sparks flew. Cale was strong, trained since birth. He swung hard. Jake blocked, ducked, moved back. Cale laughed. Slow. Weak. But Jake watched. Learned. Cale always swung high first. Always stepped left after. Jake waited. Cale swung high again. Jake dropped low. Slashed Cale's leg. The prince stumbled. Blood, dark silver, dripped. Cale roared. Attacked wild now. Jake used that. He blocked, spun, kicked Cale's knee. The prince fell to one knee. Jake stood over him. Blade at Cale's throat. Do it, Cale spat. Kill me. Prove you are no better. Jake looked at Lyra. Her eyes were wide. Then he looked around. Big screens on the walls showed the fight. Live. To every ship in the fleet. To every world in the Empire. Jake lowered the blade. No, he said. I won't kill you like this. Not in front of them. He turned to the cameras. Listen, he said loud. All of you. Your prince wants war. He wants power. He wants to burn worlds like mine. But look at him now. On his knees. Because one human wouldn't give up. Because love is stronger than hate. Because kindness beats fear. He walked to Lyra. Cut her chains with the blade. She fell into his arms. Weak but alive. Jake held her up. Looked back at the screens. I am just a human. I fix things. I make jokes. I love this woman. And if that's enough to beat your prince, then maybe your empire needs a change. Silence. Then cheers. Not from Cale's guards. From other ships. From stations. From people who hated the war. Cale's face twisted. No, they are mine. But the guards in the room lowered their weapons. Some even smiled. One officer stepped forward. Prince Cale, you are under arrest. For treason against peace. Cale screamed. Tried to stand. Jake kicked him back down. gentle but firm. "Stay down," Jake said. Lyra touched Jake's face, tears in her golden eyes. "You did it." Jake smiled. "We did it." The throne room doors opened. Rebels from the Free Stars rushed in, Zara leading, arm bandaged but strong. Ran behind her, grinning. Zara looked at Jake. "Human, you just turned an empire with words and a sword." Jake laughed tired. "Nah, just didn't give up." They took Kale away in chains. Lyra leaned on Jake. "It's over." Jake looked at her. "Almost." Outside the windows, the stars shone bright. Ships turned away from war formation, headed home. But one small alert beeped on a console. A new signal. "Unknown. Coming fast." Lyra frowned. "What is that?" Jake felt cold again. The fight wasn't over yet. Something bigger was coming, and it was heading straight for them. The throne room was quiet now. Prince Kale was gone, dragged away in chains by his own guards. The screen still showed the galaxy watching. Ships that once flew in war formation now turned away. Cheers came from distant worlds. Rebels from the Free Stars stood around Jake and Lyra, smiling, clapping. Zara put a hand on Jake's shoulder. "You changed everything, human." Jake barely heard her. His eyes were only on Lyra. She stood close, free from chains. Her silver skin glowed soft under the lights. Bruises marked her arms, but her golden eyes shone bright. She looked at him like he was the only thing in the universe. Jake took her hand. "You okay?" Lyra nodded. "Because of you." They walked to the big window. Stars stretched forever outside. The Empire's fleet waited, no longer enemies. Many ships sent messages of peace. The old ways were breaking. But one small alert still beeped on the console. Lyra frowned. "It's a signal from deep space. Unknown ship. No markings." Jake felt the old cold feeling return. Kale's last trick. Zara checked the screen. No weapons lock. Just a message. She opened it. A hologram appeared. An old Varen woman. Silver hair. Kind golden eyes. She looked like Lyra, but older, wiser. "Little one," the woman said softly. "I am your grandmother. I hid when Kale took power. I watched everything today. You and this human. You brought back hope. The Council of Elders is meeting now. We name you Lyra Vane, the new leader of Vera. No more war. No more fear. Come home. Bring your heart with you." The hologram faded. Lyra's hand shook in Jake's. Tears filled her eyes. "Grandmother, she was alive." Jake smiled. "Looks like you have a throne to sit on." Lyra turned to him. "What about you? You can go back to Earth now. Safe. Your family waits." Jake looked out at the stars, then back at her. "Earth is safe because of what we did. But home isn't just a place anymore." He stepped closer. "I joked once. You love me. And you said, 'How did you know?' I thought it was funny. But it wasn't. It was true. And now I know something too." He touched her cheek. Gentle. "I love you, Lyra. Not because you're a princess. Not because you're alien. Because you're you. You see me. You fight with me. You laugh with me. I don't want to go anywhere without you." Lyra's skin turned warm pink. All over. Her eyes sparkled. "Then stay. With me. Help me build something new. A galaxy where humans and Varens are friends. Where love isn't hidden." Jake grinned. "Deal. But only if I get to make bad jokes forever." She laughed. The real, happy sound he loved. Forever. They kissed then. Slow. Deep. Under the stars. The rebels around them cheered louder. Zara wiped a tear. Ren clapped Jake on the back. Not bad for a wrench guy. The new council ship arrived soon after. Big, white, peaceful. No weapons showing. They welcomed Lyra as leader. Jake stood beside her. No one questioned it. The human who saved the Empire was welcome anywhere. Months passed. Lyra ruled with kindness. Laws changed. Trade open with Earth. Humans visited Vera. Varens came to Earth, curious about coffee, music, beaches. Jake never went back to fixing engines full-time. He became Lyra's advisor. He taught her human ways, trust, humor, never giving up. She taught him Varen's strength, patience, love that changes color. One evening, they stood on a balcony of the new Crystal Palace on Vera. 2 moons glowed in the sky. Rivers of light flowed below. Jake looked at Lyra. "Remember that joke?" She smiled. "How could I forget?" "I'm glad I said it." She leaned her head on his shoulder. "I'm glad you did too." The galaxy had changed because of one small moment. One human who didn't back down. One princess who chose love over power. And in the quiet night, under strange stars, they held each other. Peace had come. Love had won. And somewhere far away on Earth, Jake's little sister looked up at the sky and smiled. Because her brother had become a legend. The stars felt brighter now. The end.